Moment of truth. Batteries are in, wires are hooked up, fuses are in. I've been standing here for about 5 minutes waiting for smoke to pour out. Alrighty folks, I'm back. I'm back at you from the Odyssey Life Garage with the restoration of our 1985 vintage Tomy Toys Baja Beast FL250 replica toy. We did receive a picture of the actual listing in the catalog from Brian, the subscriber we purchased this from. We're just going to dive in and get this thing restored, and then I'll get you in here while we rebuild this harness. We've got a lot to do today, so I'm going to get this down off the table and we're going to get to this vintage Honda Odyssey replica Power Wheels, or it's a Power Ride, not a Power Wheels, it's a Power Ride restoration. All right guys, let's get to work. All right, there's one side complete. There's the old side, and there's the new side. Everything's connected as it should be. Alrighty, I give you our professionally restored harness. We replaced everything here, all these connections, everything that was bad and needed replaced has been replaced with good components. Now our harness is complete. As soon as we get done pulling those back wheels and getting those motors off, so let's go ahead, put our harness to the side, clean up this mess, and then we'll get the buggy up here on the table and we'll start disassembly. All right guys, let's do this. All right, so step one is we have to remove that cap. We've got new ones coming. They're 3/8 inch axle caps. You can get replacements all day long on online. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to remove that so we can pull this wheel off, because behind that is a gearbox, and that's where our gears live. And if I'm not mistaken, those are the two screws that hold our motor in, but we're going to find out as soon as we get this tire off. So let's go ahead, remove that tire, and we'll get started on this side first. All right, let's do it. I don't know any easy way of doing this, so we're just going to take the adjustable pliers here, and first the cap will come off, and then the locking mechanism. Here we go, and we did not hurt our tire, and we should be able to slide it right off. So let's set this to the side for tire restoration in a little bit. So this is our gearbox. These were, pretty sure these are the screws that mount our engine. We're going to find out, but we're going to take out all these screws and pop this off and see what's going on. I'm excited to see what's in there. All right guys, let's see what's in there. Alrighty, this is going to be super simple to replace our engines. Here's our old motor. We have a gear. We also have a bag of gears. I'm pretty sure we have one that'll fit. And then our new motor just screws in to right here. I'm going to go ahead and give this a big blast of WD-40 and then put some grease in there, and then we'll be good to go. These mechanics in here, the mechanisms in here look fantastic. They got some cobwebs on it, but there's no big deposits to speak of, so it'll be really easy to clean this up. So all right, let's clean this up and put in our new engines. Well, I forgot to turn on the mic where I was saying we had two brand new gearboxes with two brand new motors. we're ready to clean out the rest of the little bit of debris in there, and then reinstall our wire harness, and then we can go ahead and get the painting our tires and doing everything else. All right, guys, so excited to be this far. That's progress right there. That looks good. All right. And it's a completely new day. I had to go to Lowe's. I got all the stainless steel hardware to replace just about every screw, nut, and bolt on this thing. I got chrome axle hub nuts, push nuts. If you like these chrome ones better than these generic black ones, let me know. We're gonna be repainting the rims. We got the tires sitting over there. You can tell that these uprights have been bent at some point. They're super flimsy, super rickety. I was able to find some of this Honda red. Look at the thickness of that. It's the same diameter, but it's brand new. It matches the roof. These are 40-inch lengths, so they're a little bit taller than the buggy. So we mounted our bandsaw over here on this table so we can go ahead and we can cut these down to length. So let's dismantle our roof. We're gonna get this baby looking great again. All right, guys, as the landlord mows right outside the Odyssey Life garage, let's go ahead and replace these uprights and get this thing looking brand spanking new. The decals are in the mail. I can't wait to brag on our decal guy because he does amazing work, and I can't wait for you to see the decal pack we got coming for this. It's going to be amazing. This thing's going to look brand new. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get these uprights off and let's get them measured and everything else, and let's cut our new ones. All right, guys, let's do it. All righty, the front end is disassembled. I went ahead and cleaned up these spots. I have our old roof supports right here. I've went ahead and measured them, 32 3/4 inches. You can see that this is just some flimsy tube, very bendable. So let's go ahead, let's mark out 2 of these at 32 3/4. All right, let's get them cut on our new bandsaw. All right, if I stay on the outside of our line, on this side, we'll be at 32 3/4. .32 3/4 to the nose. All right, I'll see you guys right around the other side, back at the toy, so we can drill holes and reinstall our posts. All right, guys, moving quickly. It's not going to take long. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, now we have to drill our holes. They're a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and then there's 1.5 inches center to center in between these holes. So my goal is to drill straight through. All right, let's see how we did. I'm interested. Okay, as I continue to sweat my face off, we got our uprights replaced. Guys, they look absolutely amazing. Look at those faded ones on the ground. And then look at these Honda red. They match the roof almost perfectly for there being a 40-year-old color difference. That sure looks amazing. We're going to continue forward with painting our rims. We have a plastic adhesion promoter. We got a color that'll go good. So let's go ahead. Let's get our Windex. Let's get those tires wiped down, and let's get taping off the middle so we can go ahead and give them a paint. All right, guys, let's do it. Okay, I've gone ahead. I've taken our Windex. I've wiped down the tires. Under that rag there is a 3M pad, and I went around the center hub of them and knocked off all the loose debris. Everything's squeaky clean. We're going to go ahead. We're going to tape around here. Then we're going to use plastic adhesive promoter, and then we're going to paint them. All right, guys, let's get to taping. Well, that's one wrapped and taped and protected tire. So we're going to go ahead and get our adhesion promoter, spray that spot right there, let it dry, and then apply our paint. Let's hope it looks really good. Well, all of our tires have been sprayed. Now we're just waiting for them to dry. So we're going to go ahead, let them dry. This thing's going to look like it's going to be a completely different machine as soon as I'm done. I can't wait. All right, guys, let's go ahead, let these dry, and let's peel the tape off. All right, I went ahead and I peeled the tape off that tire, and doesn't that look amazing? We're going to go ahead, we're going to peel the tape on our other 3 tires. And I picked out a socket for the same size as our new hub nuts. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put the tires on. All right, guys, I'm going to do that in time lapse. Now all there's left to do is put on our chrome push nuts. We're going to put them inside that socket and then tap them on our axle. So let's go ahead, let's get our push nuts on so these tires can be permanent. Doesn't that look amazing? It looks almost brand new, guys. I can't wait for the decals. All right, let's get these hub nuts put on. Alrighty, so our next step's going to be take all these rusted screws that are all over this and replace them with these brand new stainless steel with stainless steel washers. I think the washers are really going to make it pop, and I just want to get rid of the rusty hardware, and we'll replace all the fender screws and all that when we put the rear fenders back on after we fix the crack in that one over there. So let's go ahead. Let's replace all these rusted screws. We have 50 screws and 36 washers. I think we have enough. All right, let's get her done. And just like that, another week has passed. Our landlady's outside mowing the lawn, and we're in the garage getting ready to do some fender repair. This fender is cracked over halfway through. I've already got it jigged up here with a clamp and this tape to try to get the bend we need and get that crack there aligned. I did that off camera. I just got so excited. After making 9 trips to try to find something that's safe to use on plastic, we found this, so we're going to use that, and then we're going to move on to decal adhesive remover. Looking at the original catalog listing for this toy, this had Odyssey FL350 stickers on the fenders, and we've got them reproduced by Randy, our decal guy. Of course, this is the other side. We got that one right there, but this is amazing. We have all the decals in that pack right there that are going to replace where the decals used to go on there. Super excited about that, but before we can do that, we have to fix this fender. So let's go ahead, let's get our JB Minute Weld epoxy mixed up. I went and bought a paintbrush kit to find something that we can lightly get that epoxy in that crack and not leave a whole bunch of weight. You know, we don't want to we want to be able to come back and fix the other side. That's why we're going to put the epoxy on the back side. So, all right, let's go ahead and mix up this JB Weld and get a fine line in the crack and get that sealed up. All right, let's do it. Oh, all right. I don't know. You can barely see the crack right now. You can barely see the epoxy. It's just a thin line. As you saw, I painted it on. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to give this, what does it say on the package? 1 minute set, even though it was longer than 1 minute. We're going to give it about 20 minutes. And then we'll see how it's set. Hopefully it holds our fender together so we can go ahead and use our adhesive and decal remover to remove those decal remnants and apply our new decals. All right, guys, I'll be sitting here waiting, but for you, it'll just be the snap of a finger. I guess while we wait for this fender to cure and dry, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the decal removal on this fender. We got this Rust-Oleum decal adhesive remover. It's good for automotive. I tested it on the side over here and it didn't discolor our plastic or anything, so it's good to go. Let's go ahead, let's get you in here and we'll spray this down and we'll get this decal off. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's spray this. This is a citrus based adhesive remover. It's completely safe for plastic, so let me go ahead. You can smell the orange in it. I definitely wanted something that was safe. I don't want to tarnish this plastic. I don't want to hurt the plastic. So we're going to go ahead and let that soak. And then we can, I don't know what we're going to use to remove it that isn't going to harm it. I think we're going to use this microfiber cloth in my fingernail. We'll let this sit for about 5 minutes and then we'll start scraping. Yeah, surprisingly, it's coming right off with this microfiber rag in my fingernail. There's not even any stickiness left to this. Alright, that decal came off flawlessly, but you can just faintly see the outline because the plastic underneath that decal hasn't cracked like this outer plastic has little micro cracks in the finish or whatever. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to check the rigidity of that and see if that's ready to have the clamp taken off. It's been about a half hour, 45 minutes. Then we can get to removing the decal on that one. All right, guys, almost done with the rear fenders. And then we can get the buggy, get all that stuff removed, and then we'll go to wiping, cleaning, and then applying decals, reassembly, and then the first ride. All right, guys, super excited. Let's get this stuff cleaned up. I don't know what happened. The camera shut off and overheated. It's hot in this garage today, so it's expected. Anyway, we went ahead, got all the decals off, washed and wiped her down. Guys, she looks amazing already without the brand new decals. I had to go ahead and re-epoxy our fender. When I originally dispensed the first amount, I don't think we got an equal amount of activator and hardener because it just turned to a jelly. And this is supposed to be 1 minute set, and I was able to peel it off with my fingernail. So anyway, I went ahead, mixed up some other stuff, and I've got our test sample right here. This is letting us know where we're at, and it's still tacky a little bit, but it's you can't, I mean, you can peel it a little bit, but it's going to start hardening up. This is already hard over here. So that's all we're waiting for. And as soon as that's done hardening, we're going to go ahead. We're going to, oh yeah, what else? After I cleaned this all up, I went ahead and I cleaned up the back engine replica inside and out. It's squeaky clean, disinfected. And there's our remanufactured wire harness. Our old and new batteries right here. 6-volt charge and ride batteries. And our, let's see if I can get some light in there. And our restored electric motors. I went ahead and cleaned all this. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of stains in there from whatever was living in there. I cleaned in there. I know it doesn't look like it, but yeah, from whatever was living in there. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to let that fender dry. Right now, we're going to install our wire harness, reinstall that. The plug comes up through here. The rest goes down through the body. It only takes a second. So let's go ahead. Let's install our wire harness. All right, guys. Our wire connection is all connected and our harness is back installed. We have new fuses for our fusible links. Let me go ahead, let me get those, and we'll pop those in real quick. Then we're going to put our batteries in and see if actually we're going to hook our motors up and then put our batteries in and see if this baby's going to move. All right, guys, super excited to see if this thing's going to move under its own power once again. Let's find out. This moment of truth. Batteries are in, wires are hooked up, fuses are in. The only thing we have to do, I've been standing here for about 5 minutes waiting for smoke to pour out. We can go ahead, hook up our connections here. All right, here we go. Oh. Why wouldn't we get anything? After our last result of pushing the buttons and getting no response from anything, I turned the camera off in frustration and I dove into our electrical, and I noticed that one of our fusible links was blown, and I traced it back, and somehow I got a positive and negative mixed up. So I went ahead, I disconnected, I cut the terminals, switched them around, plugged everything back in, and I'm super excited to say that we have the same amount of volts with very little to zero voltage drop going from our batteries to our connector. And then I did some ohms testing on our switches, and I got a response from one, but I didn't get a response from this one. But now that we do have power and I found some continuity, we're going to go ahead and push a button and see what happens. Something has to happen because we have power. So we didn't have power last time. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get you in here so you can see. We're going to hook the batteries up and we're going to see what happens. All right, guys. Let's see if this thing works. Take two. All right, I'm gonna hook the batteries up back here real quick. And we will get 17.6 volts on that one. 17.6. And 16.6 on that one. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to back this camera up, put this up on a block, and see if we get some movement out of it. Take two, as I said. Alright guys, I'll see you over here in a second. Let's dive into this real quick. Real quick, I promise. Alrighty, that steering wheel had 16 screws in it, and some debris, probably water running through, but fortunately we're running up into here, so we have to find a way to open this. I don't know what this is. We're gonna have to investigate. So let me put the buggy down on the floor and let's get the table set up so we can delve into the switches inside the steering wheel. Man, oh man, is this getting involved. I didn't expect to do all this. I wanted to put stickers on it, push the button, and have it work. Alrighty gang, I didn't want to run the camera the whole time I've been sitting here. I reassembled the steering wheel and I've been sitting here with the voltmeter testing resistance until finally, after working them buttons enough and flipping that switch, I've gotten resistance out of both of our resistance pressure switches. Now that we've got reaction from our steering wheel into our plug, that we've got power coming from there, so everything else should be gravy, right? So let's go ahead, let's bring the buggy back over, reinstall our steering wheel, hook everything up, and let's hope that now then we can make noises and then we can put our decals on. That's all I want to do is put the stickers on, guys. All right, I'll see you in a second. Alrighty gang, I'm putting the batteries in, or actually I'm gonna hook the batteries up, and then I'm hooking it up and I'm pushing the button. There should be no reason why we shouldn't have something happen in regards to this moving, making noise, doing something. I don't understand it. Well, you know what, guys? I'm frankly, I don't know what else to do. So in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put this thing back together. It only takes a second to pop the engine cover off. We're gonna put this thing back together and throw the decals on, and we're gonna sit it back over there on the table. And we're gonna come up with an idea on how to fix the electricals. I don't know what else to do. Everything looks great in there. Might just have to rebuild the harness. Maybe the electrical going back to the motors is bad. I don't know. But we need to move on with this so we can get back to the GT250 free giveaway machine. So, all right, guys, let's disconnect these batteries, get our screws and our washers. Let's slap this back together with our freshly fixed fender and everything else. All right, let's do it. Alrighty gang, I give you our fully restored 1985 Tomy Toys Honda Odyssey FL250 replica. Even though it's an FL250 look-alike, they stickered it up to look like the current year's FL350. Remember, the FL350 came out in 1985, so I think that's why they put the FL350 stickers on this older platform. But apologize for not being able to get it moving. I tried my hardest. We have some disconnect between these two plugs. If you're an electrical expert and you think you can help, there's a link in the description for you to contact me. I'd be super excited to talk to you. So, all right, folks, that's our video for the week. I appreciate you stopping by and joining in this restoration. Big thanks to Randy Cody, our decal guy from Sign Appeal. There'll be a link for Randy in the description. He does amazing decal work. He reproduces all kinds of decals. Award-winning work from Randy Cody. Link in the description. So, all right, folks, I guess I'll see you next week with a Honda Odyssey FL250 free giveaway machine video. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button for your free chance to win this custom, one-of-a-kind Honda Odyssey FL250. So, all right, folks, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next week.